Hello, this is Biblical Tarot, and I'm back with another video. And for this video, I wanted to, how am I say this? I wanted to show you what I realized or what I gleaned from my last video, which I'm pretty sure my last video was probably a little weird, but it was kind of interesting the fact that while I was doing the video, I realized something between this card, the World, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And so I'll start here. And it's like crazy because I did this video before and I did the whole video and I made a mistake. So I had to like redo it all over again. It's just so stupid. And it's all because of the names. A lot of the names like I'll mix up. I know what I'm talking about, but I'll just like accidentally I'll be saying a different name instead of the name I'm supposed to be correctly saying. I don't know. And who wants to write out a whole script? Not me. That's just too much. But all right, so between her and the Ace of Pentacles, like it was weird the fact that the tarot mix that I was making of the Ace of Pentacles with the mountains in the back. I noticed something about the garden in the Ace of Pentacles, you know, how she's similar, just something similar about her and that garden, how they correspond, or I don't know, but I'll show you. It's interesting. And it's on her head. All right. Let's see if I have this right here. On her head, I see it all the time. I consciously see it. Every time I look at her, it's more pronounced than a lot of the other things. So like I always see it. So it's in my subconscious, you know. It's in my storehouse of images. So like I've always known it, something about it. So I always see it. I just glance over it and I notice it, but I don't know what it is. But now the Most High has allowed the Shekinah, the Holy Spirit, to give me a key. And I have a key to open up a door. And it's like, here, open up the door. You're allowed in. Here goes this knowledge here. And I'm like, okay. So I see this on her head. And it's like, oh, it's like a Z, right? That's a Z. I see a Z, okay? And when I see that Z, I recognize a word, you know, that seems like it would fit for this last trump, okay? We have an A, we have an O, we have a T, and we have an H. It's Azoth. Have you ever heard of it? Oop, I had to do that, right? Azoth. That. If you want me to, that is the word. Okay? Azoth. And I found that so interesting. I really did. Because Azoth is not talked about a lot, but I see it from time to time. Okay? And I also wanted to talk about another thing. Okay? I wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to talk about the snake. See that snake there? There's a snake at her foot. Okay? I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about, in the last video, I noticed she had these wands, these wands here, and it reminded me of a parade. It reminded me of a parade, and was like, I couldn't remember what they were. And so I couldn't remember it at a drop of a hat. So I went back and I looked, and it's a baton, and they're majorettes. And I can remember I had a baton. I just couldn't remember the name of it because I used to twirl it and try to, flip it and do all that stuff. But yeah, it's a baton. It's two batons. She has two batons, and I found that interesting. I also wanted to talk about that a little bit. So we have the snake, Azoth. We have a baton I want to talk about. This circle, okay? The circle. I want to talk about the circle with the Ace of Pentacles. And we also know, if you see that sign right there, right here, that's a Saturn sign. I'm pretty sure you know that. That's a Saturn sign. I also wanted to talk about how I was talking about in my last video how I wanted to change her shape because I took the ribbon, the purple ribbon snake off of her, and one side of her is like a lot straighter than the other side. And it's because she's a androgynous, hermaphrodite, whatever you want to call it. One is masculine, the other side is feminine. And it's supposed to be like that. And the reason why it's supposed to be like that is because in alchemy, they're bringing the masculine and the feminine side both together, okay? And at the end, when they come together and it's perfected, it becomes the rebus, which I think she is the rebus. This card is a rebus. It's their version of it, That's what I think. But yeah, we can move on. You can look up rebus and, Google. You can Google it or whatever. It's the masculine and the feminine coming together and it becoming perfection, something like that. That's what I know of it right now until, some time goes by and I have a better understanding of it. But that's the understanding I have of the rebus, okay? And maybe I can show you here with the Azoth. This book right here is called Azoth, or The Star in the East, and it's by Arthur Edward Waite, okay? So I was telling you about that Azoth, like that Z reminded me of Azoth, okay? And the Azoth is really interesting, and when you look it up, they'll say it's Mercury, but it's more than just Mercury, okay? Azoth, it's a universal medication. Universal medication. That's what they say. A universal solvent. Okay. And when they say that, it makes me think of the star and how she has that liquid pouring out. And I'm thinking, like, is that like Azoth liquid? And that's just my imagination, guys. That's just my imagination, that she's pouring out this liquid, this universal solvent that's a universal medication for the nations. I don't know. Anyways, let me go on. But also it says that Azoth was the aim, the goal, and vision of many alchemical works. So that means it's like the end result goal. Like it's what the great work is. Like if you ever read works, alchemical works or even other things, and they'll talk about the great work, and you're always like, what is this great work? What is this great work? This is the great work. This is the work you're working towards. This Azoth. That's what my understanding is right now. It also says that its symbol was the caduceus, and those are the snakes going up the pole. Or it could just be one snake because, in the Bible with Moses, he had the one snake. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a brass pole or... No, it was a stick. I don't know. It was just a snake and a stick. That's all I know. I can't really remember the whole deal. But that's the Caduceus. And it also talks about what Azoth is it's mercury, salt, and sulfur. And I'm thinking it's like maybe the Trinity, the three is one, kind of like that. I think that's what that mercury, salt, sulfur, you know, the salt is the female, the salt, and the sulfur is the fire. And the mercury is like the mixture of the two, if I'm not mistaken. The mercury is, yeah. So the salt would be like the empress, I would say. The sulfur would be like the emperor, and the mercury would be like the magician. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking of it like that. The mercury, the salt, and the sulfur, because the salt is like feminine, sulfur is masculine, and then the mercury is like a in between. Let me move on. But it also talks about it as an essential agent of transformation and alchemy. Like, it's essential for any transformation to happen. The name given by ancient alchemists to mercury, the animating spirit hidden in all matter that makes transmutation possible. It also talks about the Azoth is related to the Ein Sof. The Ein Sof. And I'm going to show you what the Ein Sof is in a bit. And it says that is the ultimate substance. The Azoth is believed to be the animating energy, spiritus animatus, sorry guys, spiritus animatus of the body, and the inspiration and enthusiasm that moves the mind. The Azoth is believed to be the mysterious evolutionary force responsible for the drive towards physical and spiritual perfection, light of nature, or mind of God. Okay? It says, contains the complete information of the whole universe. Another name for it is the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone. How interesting. So, if we move on here, it talks about on here, this was written by Edward, Mr. Eddie, Arthur Edward Waite. And it says here, Azoth, or the star in the east, embracing the first matter of the Magnus Opus, the evolution of Aphrodite Urania, the supernal generation of the sun, and the alchemical transfiguration of humanity. So that's interesting. Is that the Azoth? Like, that's so interesting though, huh? What do you guys think? The son of the sun. That's interesting. This here, it just like, I figure if I read what he's saying, maybe I can understand a little bit more about what the Azoth is. You know what I mean? The sublimating principle of alchemy. Azoth, an energizing force of occult chemistry, its application to the first matter of the sages, the Hermetic Azoth, considered as a principle of universal development. The great work in its application to man. For what reasons the name of Azoth should be applied to this work, which treats of the conditioning of the man to come, the class of readers addressed, the mystic always in advance of his age, the hope of the mystic, the day of Christ, the Christ within, the exterior world, and the interior man. Okay, the exterior world and the interior man. The fluctuations of opinion and fashion concerning the mystical philosophy, the nature of mysticism, the two kinds of secrecy connected with it, the circle of arcane experience, illustrations of the incommunicable quality of this experience. Okay, the incommunicable. Okay, so you can't communicate it. The love of nature, the love of poetry, the proper attitude of the mystic. So this is what he's saying. And it's like, okay, Mr. Eddie, can't you make that a little more like easier to understand? I just like, wow. It's like, okay, what's Azoth? Okay, he's telling me what Azoth is, I think. I don't know. You have to, I guess, I'm guessing, the great work. Like, you have to, let's see. You gotta be like, you gotta like be one of these mugs. Right here. You gotta be one of these people right here, man. Maybe they can understand what the Azoth is. You know what I'm saying? They can. These people. Ooh, they probably know what the Azoth is. Them people that wear robes like that. They wear them white robes like they know. They know. They know what Azoth is. They can take you there. I'll take you there. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing, because it's very interesting. Azoth. I'm trying to figure out what it is because I want some Azoth. And I'm thinking, this is how you get to Azoth. You know what I'm saying? They will be able to lead the way there to Azoth. I'm trying to get to Azoth. I'm thinking when you get to Azoth, though. When you get to Azoth here, Azoth, it has to do, I say, what it has to do with. Those batons, she's got 2 of them. You see those batons? I told you about the parade, like she was in the parade. She's got 2. The magician, he has 1. He has 1, okay? He has 1 of those, and she has 2 of those, and I think that is very interesting. I also think it's interesting he only has 1, huh? And it's interesting he's pointing down to the ground, and I'm thinking he's pointing. He's pointing to the garden. He's pointing to the garden. Yep. And we see the garden in the Ace of Pentacles. That's where we see the garden at. Yep. And that's why, for some reason, I wanted to put the lady. And she's I guess she's probably what these people talk about now these days, these pronouns or whatever. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. I just know like they're not calling her she or he because, I don't know. I have no idea, guys. I'm too old to understand all that talk right now, but he, her belongs in the circle. I just had a feeling that they belonged in the circle. You know what I'm saying? The Rebus. But it's like, okay, being let back into the garden. Azoth. Being let back into that garden. Maybe that's what it is. What do you think? Could it be? It said the ultimate, though. Right. The ultimate substance was Ain Soft. Ain Soft. I guess I gotta show you guys what that is, right? Here we go. We go here, right? When we look at, no, I'm going to show you this here. We looked at that Z, remember when we had that Z going on? And we had the snake going on. I don't want to forget about that. When we go back to the garden, we have that Z right there, and we have that snake right here. See the snake? With the mouth open. His mouth is open. And he's around all those circles. I don't know if it's roses or if it's some kind of fruit. Maybe grapes. I don't know. Something. But this is the entrance to the garden. It really is. I think so. And if you go here, okay, I wanted to show you guys this. At the top of the tree, we have Keter, Hakma, and Bina, okay? That's a level. That's a world, okay? And that level in that world is called Azoth, okay? And it is fire, okay? It's represented by wands, all right? Some people think it's represented by swords, whichever one you want it to represent, okay? That's that world. It's called Azoth, and it is the top world. And that world, humans can't go up there, okay? Then we have like another level, okay? And that level is the 4, the 5, and the 6. And that's another level, okay? And this level is, and this is how I do it. Some other people do it. I'll show you. This level is Bariah. Some people like it to be another level called Yetzirah. Some people intertwine it. They not to intertwine it, but you know, put that one there, and I think they both work. I do. Bariah, but I have Bariah here, and that is water, okay? And it is a cup, all right? Those are the cups, all right? So the next level on this diagram would be, it's called Yetzirah. It's called Yetzirah, okay? And that would be air, all right? So that would be the swords, all right? I messed up, guys. I messed up. I'm going to show you where I messed up. That should not be there. I'm sorry. I'm glad I caught that, because I would have had to erase the whole video. Some people have the swords there, okay? And some people have the cups here, okay? Some people, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you can get what I'm saying. But I use the cups there and the swords here. And this is the last level. And this is the level of Asaya. Asaya. And that is the earth element. Okay? And that is a pentacle. All right? So that's how it goes. But as I said, this is how I do it. So I don't want... The reason why I do that is because cups here, for me, has said Beriah and Hesed, to me, go together. Jupiter and Hesed go together just because it's mercy. It's God's loving kindness. And I think of cups. I think of water. I think of love. And that's just my thought and why I place that there. But some people might place something different, you know. People move them, move them. But these are the worlds. Atazaluth, Beriah, Yetzirah, Asaya. All right? And when you get here to the top, here, to the top of Keter, there's 3 more levels. Oh, I didn't know that was black. I'm sorry. There's 3 more levels on top. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, when you get at the top of the tree to Keter, even though we don't see it on the diagrams, sometimes they might put it there, there's 3 more levels. These 3 levels are called, the first level is called Ain. The next one is called Ain Sof. And the last level is Ain Sof okay? And what that means is the nothingness. It's without limit. There's no limit. It just goes on and on forever. Kind of like if you're singing, this is the song that never ends, and it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing that one. It keeps going on. That's what that is. It's like the vast universe that keeps going on and 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 never stops. You know, it will never. That is God. Okay? That's God. And when you get down here to Asaya, which is that last pentacle down here, which is the earth, that's when you come into existence to the earth here, to the earth. Okay? There's a long way up and there's a long way down. Okay? Do you get that? And all of the cards go all over that diagram. All of the cards go all over the diagram. But you have worlds, you have levels. And I showed you these levels. And the Azoth, it said the Azoth was substance. It was substance from the Ein Sof. So it would be substance from here. This is where I guess we're trying to get to. The Azoth. Back to the Azoth. And it's a, how can I say it? I guess it takes a long, long time because it's talking about a transformation. It talks about changing. And it talks about humanity. So I think that's interesting. I think it's being let back into the garden of perfection. You know? But I don't know. Who knows? Could mean something else. But I do find it interesting that at the beginning you have the fool. And then at the end, you have her, who is both male and female. That's interesting. I don't know, though. It's just what I see in the pictures and what I see in the symbols and how I break it down. But I find it interesting. They have that Z. She has the Z. It has the snake. She has the snake. It has that entrance. It has that entrance. And she's wrapped in that circle. Yeah, to me, it just seemed... And you can also... I'll show you. You can also tell... I'll show you. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just insert photo. Okay. You can also tell by her hair. Her hair is the same color. She's got the yellow. She's got that red, that orangey red, that kind of like those fruits or those whatever that was in the bushes with the snake. You see him over here? And you see the yellow? If you can see the yellow, that yellow right there. The little bit of yellow. If I take it away, you can see more of the yellows and the blacks and the orange and the reds. And it's just like her hair. It's just like her hair. Yeah, interesting. I gotta go though. I gotta go to work today. I hope you guys understood some of this. I'm gonna go. I love you. Bye.